I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother.
Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Hold out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me, no, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
Live right now.
We are back. What is up, everybody? Fantasy news today. We are bringing you all the updated news stories from today and last night. I'm on here with my man Bogard Scott Free and my man TD repping Good Sports. What up, bros?
Hey,
Good, bro.
TD, me and TD's finna make a trade today.
Hey, we need to talk. We can't text this. We can't text this trade. We got to talk this trade out, bro.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. I'll get your line. Yeah.
Okay. So we got a bunch of news to cover, but before we do that, we got to tell you about Monkey Knife Fight. Bogey, why don't you tell them about it?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hustlers and hustlettes, we're going with it.
We're going with it.
We want you to head on over to monkeyknifefight.com, download the MKF app, and use promo code HUSTLER in all caps, or you could also use promo code GMM in all caps, and we're matching your first deposit all the way up to $100. That's 100% of $100. If you drop $100, bruh, we matching that thing all the way up to 100%. Man, we got everything that you could think about. All touchdown dance, rapid fire. Man, it's all kind of great daily fantasy sports prop actions waiting for you. Head on over to monkeyknifefight.com, download the MKF app, promo code HUSTLER or GMM, and we're matching that thing, B. Monkey Knife Fight, give me money.
Links are in the description. Go get on it. Get that free money. They're giving you money, just like Bogart says. Give me money. Go get you some. And last thing, if this is your first time on the channel, on my channel, Fantasy Football Hustler, make sure you subscribe. We got the signed Ricky Williams jersey giveaway going down. We are less than 200 subscribers away. So if you're not on YouTube right now, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hop over there right now. Fantasy Football Hustler, go get subbed up. And if you want to get those extra entries, make sure you get signed up on patreon.com/FFHustler420. We got all different types of tiers ranging from $3 all the way to $50 and different levels of access. Coming next week, we're going to have a tier that is going to be bringing Bogart Scott Free's weekly rankings. First 2 weeks are a little fluky, but coming in week 3, we already got a lot of data, and we're going to get you guys set up for success. And he made it. Better late than never. My man Taco representing the Daily Sporting. What up, bro?
What up, everybody? How we feeling after these waivers?
Good and bad.
Pretty good. You know what I mean? For the most part, Eli Mitchell or Elijah, apparently Eli Mitchell. Yeah, he was pretty much already rostered in majority of the leagues I'm in. So the couple that he wasn't available, I didn't stand a chance of getting them, man.
If any of my friends ended up getting Elijah Mitchell, or if you play on Yahoo Eli Mitchell, if you ended up getting him through waivers, you're welcome, because I was too busy on the Sunday show to pick him up in every single league that I could. But that mistake is real. It's not happening again. Oh no. Oh no.
You know, it's the things I do when I'm sober on a Sunday morning. I'm doing a show with Clock and Peacock. I'm smoking, but that's still sober. You know what I mean? And then I'm literally covering the breaking news of Sermon being a healthy scratch. And I'm not thinking to go run and do a Mitchell sweep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's one thing. I literally have a note on my computer now that says, "Don't forget waiver wire during the show."
Yeah, you gotta make your moves while you're recording.
Yeah. And people understand because I'm just going to be on my phone doing it, and I'm be like, "This is not a drill. Go pick him up, whoever it is. Go do it right now. Let's do it together and throw it in the chat when you lock him in."
Remember last year? I think it was week 15. Sunday morning, Zeke is out. Tony Pasta. Everyone runs to the waiver to grab him because people had dropped him everywhere weeks prior. You know what I mean?
Man, and maybe sometimes you'll get lucky, like my man Steven. What up, bro? Shout out to the Patreon crew. No one picked up Mitchell in waivers in my leagues. I picked him up as a free agent today. Man, the stroke of luck there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Listen, you better beat those dumbasses down. You
He
better
already
beat
did.
them good.
Didn't
You know
he
what
not
I'm saying?
do the waiver?
He better win the championship is what I'm saying. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Here's a good question real quick before we get into some news. What's the average fab cost for Mitchell? So I saw him get picked up anywhere from 20% all the way to I seen some people using 70%. I'm in the guillotine league where we have $1,000. I put in $420, so I used 42% and locked him in.
Nice.
Now, are we not worried a little bit about Jeff Wilson and Sermon and all the running backs that they have over there? Like,
Well,
this could turn into a Hasty. They still use. They have guys. It could turn into a running back by committee pretty quickly.
it already is a committee when they're all healthy, but this is why Shanahan keeps his pockets loaded. As the resident Niner fan, I will tell you, he manifests his own nightmares. His nightmare is that he will lose all his running backs to injury, so he stays with a stable of running backs. But the irony of that is he's so scared they get hurt, so he keeps a bunch of them because they keep getting hurt. You see how that works? It's crazy. We just signed Kerryon Johnson to the practice squad. You know what I mean? That's a perfect example. We're going to keep our pockets loaded with just dudes that'll work in Shanahan's system. You know what I mean?
The wayward son is back.
How about this too? This was actually a perfect time to bring this up because I'm not sure if I brought this up on Monday's show, but since Monday, I've heard this on different platforms that they apparently went out, Brandon Ayuk and Sermon, on a Saturday night and broke curfew.
Yep.
And not only is this fucked up because you could risk the whole team because of COVID and shit like that, the protocols. So like, yo, he helped. Even the healthy scratch might have been like, listen, you can't come to the facility. You know what I mean? Like, or you can't come. Like they were on the road too, so you know what I mean. Like they were to avoid.
That could really change this outlook on Mitchell if that's the case, and Sermon just comes in and just fucking takes over.
I pointed this out on Monday's show because when it comes to Sermon, he was learning the playbook a little slower, and they didn't say he was learning it slow. They said they're limiting him in the playbook. So that means he's learning the playbook slow, right? So it means he can get on the field, but there's only like so many scripted plays he's gonna have.
Right.
Now, with all that said, he doesn't play a lick of special teams. So if you're gonna healthy scratch him, there's no reason to have him active, even if he's not gonna get on the field because he's not gonna play special teams. So here's Elijah Mitchell and Jermichael Hasty. They play special teams as well. I'm not knocking Mitchell. I'm just pointing these out to like, 'cause we shouldn't be surprised if it comes out and we see like a split like we always used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a Niner backfield.
Sermon, I think, might become more of a factor in that backfield than we initially thought, if that's the case with them breaking protocol being the number one reason why he was an active stretch and not, you know, and like you said, with the playbook, I feel like in a couple of weeks he'll be able to pick that up, and all of a sudden now you're looking at a timeshare.
Yeah. I mean, unless he's like a pure dumbass, like Trubisky.
And we never know. You just never know how they're going to pick up the playbook. And if Elijah Mitchell is like, I would even say if he's a top 12, top 15 back over the next 3 or 4 weeks, whatever you put in, I mean, it's worth it because you need those. A running back, too, that you're getting off the waivers, like that's money in the bank.
Yeah, squeeze the juices.
Yep, I agree. So, like, to me, I play, it's like real NFL football. I play week to week. So if I spend, let's say I got $100 budget on Fab, and I spend $40 and I get 3 wins because of Elijah Mitchell, I'm okay with it. So
I like that.
I
That's a
think
good
you have to go out and win week to week. It ain't where, oh, I got a guy that's gonna win me 8 weeks in a row. No, you looking forward to win your next week.
And during the season, and that's good advice, because during the season, there's only going to be a couple guys who hit the waivers, like who are going to be an RB2, maybe even an RB1 darling, like James Robinson. It rarely happens. You got to be on it.
Maybe not overall, but on a per game basis, come those final weeks, these players break down. I like to save my stuff for close to the playoffs because I know around the playoff time, somebody's going to go down. It's going to be clutch time. And, like I said, it's early. If you're desperate for running back, I completely agree with it. You got to go in because, like you said, those wins early are going to matter because you're going to eventually find people. But, this game is a violent game. And running back is a position that has a lot of injury. There's a lot of guys that are going to have, like, RB2 value for, like, 3 weeks and then just fall off. And
Shout out to Jonathan Williams.
Right.
Remember him?
He was an RB1 when he took over for Bell.
No, that's
D'Angelo. That was D'Angelo.
He was awesome.
D'Angelo Williams.
He was fucking awesome. Because remember that year too.
For the Steelers?
That year he was suspended. There was a year he was suspended for 3 weeks. Bell.
Le'Veon.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell was suspended for 3 weeks. So here's D'Angelo tearing it up for 3 weeks. Lev Bell comes back for like 3, tears his ACL, and then I win the championship because I still held on to D'Angelo. But I'm talking about Jonathan Williams for the Colts a couple years ago. Remember him? He had like monster Thursday nighter, and then that was it.
Shout out to Polar Knights commented from Twitch. He said, "Sweet mother of God, it's the perfect evolution of beards."
Yes.
we got
I call this the wanted poster. You know what I mean? Like when you see my beard, it's like, have you seen this man? You know what I mean? Like I look like a composite sketch.
I used to have the homeless beard back in the day, is what they called it for me.
Yeah.
I'm an outlaw, so I like to go with the wanted poster or composite sketch beard.
Yes.
It's like straight out of
ever since with the COVID, man.
Yo, during COVID, I grew it out.
I started growing it out.
Yeah, I used to, man, my barber is like my best friend, one of my best friends. So I'd see him on the regular and it'd just be like, he would just have the joint in the cart, man. He'd be like, man, sit down, man, let me take care of you. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like always clean, you know what I mean? But then you had nowhere to go either. So I was just in here on some caveman shit. Step outside, my eyes are all squinty like I hadn't seen the light in hella long, you know what I mean?
Like you getting out of hibernation.
Yeah.
But I was
Dion, what up? Shout out to the Patreon 420 crew. And Triple X Lex, what up, what up? So we're not doing starts and sits on this show. That show's coming up in less than 2 hours. If you want to get your priority questions, get on Patreon. All the Patreon questions get answered first. All right, so how about Joseph, what up? Coming in the building. All right, so we got a little bit of news, not much. We'll see if anything else comes up. How about some Thursday stuff?
Evan
Ingram is out for the Giants. I don't know how much of a difference that was going to make.
You mean Evan Ingram sucks for the Giants? Sorry, that was a typo.
Shepard's gonna beast.
Evan Ingram sucks for the Giants. Continue.
Yeah, like Taco said, Shepard's going to beast. And then on the opposite side, if anybody didn't catch a show yesterday, Antonio Gibson, full go at practice. He's not even on the injury report. So if you got nervous on Monday when he got that cue for being limited in practice, he is good to go now, full go for tomorrow.
And if you traded from – go ahead.
No, I'm just
go ahead,
nervous because I'm a big Antonio Gibson supporter, so I knew he would be okay. He's young.
And it's a Thursday, so most people don't. The Chiefs didn't even practice on Monday. Travis Kelce, he was on the Monday night watch party with Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, and they're like, "Who's your opponent coming up this week?" He was like, "I think it's the Chargers." And then Eli's like, "I think you guys play the Ravens this week," and Kelce was like, "Oh yeah, Chargers might be in a week or two and something." And so he didn't even know who his opponent was on Tuesday.
He's Johnson.
As you remember, the Ravens are playing on Monday.
Yeah,
he is Johnson.
He was being coy.
He's catting.
Messing with them, getting in their head early.
For real though.
Got to be an ESPN Plus subscriber to be able to watch the Peyton and Eli.
No, they had it on ESPN too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's dope. I thought it was just ESPN Plus. But so I wonder if they got any sound bites from that, and if that's going to be like some poster board, material for the Ravens.
The Ravens need everything to cheer them up right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And Mike Tyson Williams, bro. Mike Tyson Williams, he came out with the knockout blow. But you know what I'm saying? Like Mike does, man. You get him that long distance fight, and he whiffed on that pass pro and lost him the whole game.
Bro,
it was all Mike Tyson Williams' fault.
Let me tell you this. I was facing Tyson Williams in a league, right? And this dude came so close. It was like within 3 points of me losing. He got it so close. And then in the second half, I do the little pointed, like the 2-eye side to my friend. And after that, he never got back on the field. I think I cursed him. I think I jinxed him.
I really think.
I'm sorry, bro.
Bogey, we were talking about this a little bit before. I think Tyson is going to be kind of like the J.K. Dobbins, and I think like Murray is going to be like the Gus Bus and just coming in, being secure, being smart, good in pass pro.
Yeah. And I mean, for what it's worth, too, it's all about the pass pro, though.
Go ahead, TD.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I still think Le'Veon Bell has a chance to get the Latavius spot if he goes in there and shows that he has anything left. This is his last shot, so I think he's going to give it all that he has. So Latavius is going to have to keep his job because Le'Veon's going to try to come and get that too. And he's really good in the pass game. So I think Le'Veon do got a shot to get some of those carries too.
I don't know, man. Le'Veon lost the backup. He lost the number 2 spot for the Chiefs to Darrell Williams. You know what I mean? And Darrell Williams was better at pass pro at the time at that point in his career. So you know, what I mean, there's a reason why I think Lev Bell hasn't been signed from the practice squad yet. You know what I mean?
You could be right. But different offenses.
But Latavius Murray didn't particularly look any great.
Jackson, he did.
No, but he did the job.
When you play beside Lamar Jackson, you can look better.
I'll tell you this: the Ravens aren't going to survive if Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball any better than he did so far. Like I saw a stat somewhere that said that Jalen Hurts in his career has more 300-yard passing games than Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts has 2, and Lamar Jackson has 1. So they need to figure out a way to get Lamar Jackson throwing that ball better. It'll open up the run because then you can't have those linebackers spying on him.
But here's the thing: their line. Did you see Crosby and Ngakoue? They were all in that backfield. They were all in the pocket. And here's what: it's not like they have the best pass rush. I mean, they did look nice, but I'm just saying. I think with Stanley coming off Stanley's coming off the ACL. They traded away Orlando.
If they don't fumble the ball,
Orlando, what's his name? Brown.
If Lamar is not doing so much and not fumbling the ball twice, they win that game. He just needed to not make the turnover. He needs to be dynamic, but you know what? Going and fighting for those extra 3 or 4 or 5 yards, that cost them the ball.
Mike Tyson, bruh. Mike Tyson Williams
that final play. But if he don't fumble, they don't get a chance to tie it.
Are we just gonna overlook that Marquise Brown is supposedly their best wide receiver? Like, come on, like he should be a number 3, a number 2 on certain teams.
What was the stat line for Jackson through the air? Because I know Sammy Watkins had like 94 yards.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins did work.
But it took 5 quarters. Is what I was going to point out. It took 5 quarters of football to get
anything in overtime.
He had 235. He was 19 for 30.
Yeah.
So Sammy Watkins 4 for 96. Marquise 6 for 69.
69, dudes.
And that was pretty much it. Mark Andrews had 3 for 20.
Wait. You're telling me that Lamar Jackson proved 19 for 35?
19 for 30. 3-0.
30. Okay. Let's see.
Still not the best either way.
Yeah.
That's a low amount of passes and 11 incompletions. But 63%. I mean, that's better than Josh Allen in week 1. Josh Allen did 35, 60.
So definitely. But you got to get over those turnovers. You got to learn the lesson I feel like Kyler Murray is starting to learn. you don't have to necessarily get everything. Sometimes, you know what, just surviving and not making the turnover is better. Slide down, avoid getting hit. Because the way he's playing, he ain't going to last the season. He's going to take a wrong hit, and he's going to be
talking
out.
about?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Now, listen, though, man.
He can't survive.
Lamar Jackson is the epitome of you can't hit what you can't touch, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, bro, he's
touching him.
I know. I'm just saying, but that's why the line. That's why I'm telling you this is why he don't got time to even and let anything develop, because that line is shitty, bro. That line can't protect. I mean, what's his face losing? They lost their right tackle. Remember last year they lose their left tackle to an ACL, Stanley. Then they got to switch over Orlando, whatever his name was, to left. He plays well enough that the Chiefs trade for him. You know what I mean? So now you have a guy coming off the ACL on your blind spot.
Are the Ravens one of the maybe 10 worst teams in the NFL?
Nah, hell no. Nah.
So then what are you talking about here? Then they need to be doing way
that's where they're vulnerable. That's where they're vulnerable.
It looks dangerous.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Actually, I would say they're middle of the pack, because man, Hustler pointed this out to me earlier. He was like they're down Marcus Peters. They're down all three their top 2 running backs. Now they got
top three running backs.
Top 3.
Justice Hill was their number 3 going into preseason.
And then who else? Their line's all banged up. All their receivers are number 3s, at best.
The rookie's out.
The rookie's out. Because Bateman is supposed to be like the guy. And then Mark Andrews, now you can just kind of blanket him. You know what I mean?
Is Lamar Jackson going to be like Cam Newton, just accelerated? Like MVP, really good. The next thing you know, this guy is like going to be fighting for a job on another team. Because I'll tell you this, if they don't make the playoffs this year, after the way they ended last year, things are going to get really dicey and interesting with that whole Baltimore team. And he's about to sign a big ass contract, and he's playing like this. Or did he sign it already?
He did. I think he did. And before TD, before we get your thoughts, Derek, he shouted you out. He said, "I get to see the guy who beat me by 1 point this week." Fantasy Good Sports. I think he's talking about the best ball leagues that were in the best ball tournament.
Yeah. I seen that. I think I won on the Derek Carr throw or something, right?
I didn't see it. Maybe Derek. What was it? What was the nail in the coffin?
Oh, so it's a best. It's a best. No. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's not total points overall in that league. It's head to head, and then
it's head to head until the playoffs.
Okay.
So
yeah, word.
When we get in,
check my shit. I need to see. That's right. I was wondering why I had a matchup. I was like, I thought. Well, there's different best balls are set up different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sleeper. They're new to a best ball, so it's definitely a little bit different than some of the other places. But yeah, you don't have to do shit except just check. At the end of the week, see what you did, see if you won or lost.
I'm trying to remember. I think I might got Famous Jameis in that joint. If not, I got a bunch of Jared Goffs and shit.
Yeah, I remember in one league, I think I have Jared Goff and Winston, and Russell Wilson didn't even play because they were ahead of him in points scored. That was a little wild.
Lamar has not signed his mega contract yet. Oof.
There we go.
This kid needs this season.
You know what's funny is like they're probably gonna at one point or another he'll sign an extension instead of get like the big old ooh wop. You know what I mean? And the extension is not gonna be like, you know what I mean? I could see him getting like some 3 years, fully guaranteed, $35 million a year. You know what I mean?
They were talking 40 to 45 before this.
I'm telling you,
even with the pay,
guaranteed.
Even with the pay increase, you think it would still only be like 35 mil?
Yeah.
No.
You know why? You know why?
He's not.
You know why? If he finishes, if they don't get into the playoffs this year, and he's gone to the playoffs every year since he's been a starter, you know what I mean? They're going to try to lowball the fuck out of him, and the guaranteed money is going to come singing to him. And say he gets hurt, it's even going to be worse.
Yep.
Then he'll get, all right, I'll be forgetting that motherfuckers is getting 45 now. Let me rephrase that. Maybe he gets to 37, 38, you know what I mean? And it'll be like 3 years or maybe 4 years, and the fourth year they could opt. You know what I mean?
That'd be some bullshit if this is the outlier. This is the outlier year for him.
They'll do it to him. They'll do it.
It can't happen. It can't happen. The reason why it can't happen is because of his stats compared to like that Prescott.
But see, the Cowboys the Cowboys paid Romo like a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
He's not worth it. He's not worth it.
He's good. Automatically gets more than that. He gets more than that because his winning percentage is better than Dak. He done won more playoff games than Dak.
But he has a good defense.
No, hold on. Dak and Lamar only have one each. You know what I mean? They only got one post win each. And you know who else got one? Kirk Cousins. That's why I'm saying they'll put motherfuckers like that in the box. Don't let him get hurt. He'll take that deal. He'll be like, all right, cool, 38 million, everything guaranteed.
Like that's the kind of money. Lamar Jackson
40 years,
is slightly above Kirk Cousins' money.
But
Kirk Cousins getting 30.
One playoff win is good. He only been in the league for 3 years.
And he's got an MVP. Like that's another thing. He's got an MVP.
We're buying the hype. We're not buying the production here. The guy can't throw. You have one 300-yard passing game in your career.
You have no fucking weapons. He's never had any wide receivers. Tell me a wide receiver that he's ever had that would be a number one on any other team in the league.
Exactly.
Next question.
All right. Let's get into the next topic here. And clock management shouted out a little bit ago. Odell Beckham is not playing this Sunday. He has already been ruled out. No real chatter about the injury or anything. Bogart, let's start with you on this.
Well, we all know OBJ is, to me, just questionable as a human being. And at the same time, he is hurt, and this team keeps winning without him. So they're like, yeah, he's out. I'm telling you.
The team played better without him last year. You think
Yep.
Can't trade him, though, if he's not on the field.
That's not
It's
true.
going to be hard to.
That's not true. He has some name value. You could see New England making a move for him, saying, you know what, we're desperate at wide receiver over here. We'll give you a third-round pick for him and just get it over.
He has a fatty whitey contract, though.
Yeah,
oh, my God. Kansas City would be nasty.
Yes.
They would just have him on the running cross routes with fucking Tyreek on the other side.
That'd be cheating. That'd be crazy to watch.
I mean, what are they going to do? Pay a luxury tax? I think even Patrick Mahomes after the first season of his new contract had to restructure just to get some linemen in there.
He is, but the reason why Pat Mahomes took this deal. Listen, Pat Mahomes, they never gonna change his guaranteed money, but they gonna move his money around so he can win championship. That's why he took that deal. He could have broke the bank. So he took a deal where they can manipulate the salary cap.
Yep.
So if he wants to, he'll move something around for Odell to get there. That's why he did that. 'Cause he wants to win multiple championships. He know if he want to be compared to be great, you got to do some of the things Tom Brady did. You got to have bell cows. You can't take the money.
Because it's crazy to say that that 45 mil a year or whatever it was for 12 years is a pay is a pay cut. But it totally is, though. He's going to be the best player in football as long as he's healthy for a lot of years. Probably 10 plus years. 20 years.
We're probably like during that time, maybe, 10 years from when he signed that contract, it's probably up to like 60, 65 mil a year. You know what I mean? Like I would say the way the market keeps going, the way it fluctuates that slowly, it's not like basketball by any means. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say like, you know what I mean? How many years? This would be his second year's contract. So in another 8 years, maybe quarterbacks getting 60 to 65 million a year, right? So his 45 million is for the low.
It was a 14-year contract because he extended onto that 2 years. So from last year, it was like I think 14 years from last year.
Andy Reid needs to get one more. At least.
I just don't know how they can afford it with Kelsey and Hill and everyone like that. I do think that he's gonna probably be moved this season though. Like he's already posting shit on Instagram, quoting Drake all up in his feelings. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Odell. He quoted 7 a.m. on the bridle path, or brittle path, or whatever the hell the name was supposed to be.
That sounds like a bum ass Drake line.
Yeah. He was like, well, I quote the line. He goes, "I wish everyone could tell me exactly what they need from me. The first second they speak to me, I'm not with secretly beefing with me behind closed doors, but playing it peacefully for the streets to see my have some decency." So it sounds like he got beef with that front office with the Browns. He posted shade already. He's going to be traded by the deadline. Now it's going to be just where does he go?
When is the deadline? Anyone know that offhand?
I want to say like week 7, but I don't know.
I got it. You know, it's a fun place to send him to Philly, bruh. They got money. They can.
That would hurt. That would hurt.
And they have draft capital. They would probably.
come back.
They have a ton of draft capital. They could give up like at the second round for him because they got multiple seconds, multiple.
You know
firsts.
who else would be great with? The Jets. The Jets should just shut the fuck up.
New York hates him, bruh.
No, New York still loves the dude.
No, I'm talking about the media.
Oh,
That's why he won't go there. The New York media ate his ass up. Pause.
And the trade deadline is November 2nd. And so that is the week of week 9. So in between week 8 and week 9. So they got a while for that to happen.
got 7 more weeks. 8 more
It was
weeks.
that November. Hey, you know what's kind of cool?
2nd.
So look at this. Put this into perspective. I was thinking this, and it's kind of hit me like a ton of bricks earlier. 17-week season. We already went through 1 week. So now it's like, if you think about it, it's the same 16 weeks we're used to now. Because week 1 was kind of wonky, and it was also awesome and amazing. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, that extra one, that was basically like preseason for some of these teams, but it counted. Like, look at Green Bay. 0 fucking preseason, 0.
You know what,
Ain't
man?
camp.
That sucks for us. That sucks because then we got nothing to go. We're drafting these guys based on like, well, you look good in the fake season, so let's hope when the real half season of you professionally, like, it's just now so many layers of like complexity because they don't even give you the real game plans that they're running in preseason anymore. You don't know what the fuck a team's gonna do. You come out expecting this is gonna be the guy, and all of a sudden it's like somebody else. It's like with the 49ers, we're thinking Ayuk,
preseason.
Debo win.
Well, this is how you got to look at preseason, bro. It's like, it's really just about getting them reps. You know what I mean? Yo, okay, so-and-so's running with the team ones. You know what I mean? That might not necessarily mean anything. Or you might see someone like Michael Carter. He never runs with the team ones in preseason. You're like, oh shit, that sound the alarm. Like, you know what I mean? That's not good. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, but then, or Sermon's running with the ones, and then so is, and then Mitchell's not running with the ones at all, but he's the one active for the game.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's different ways you can look at it. You know what I mean? Because these coaches, why they don't give a fuck about fantasy football. You know what I mean? Look at every week. Belichick, you know what the fuck he's gonna do. You know what I mean?
It's all about the schemes. It's all about the schemes.
Yeah. It's all about the schemes against the personnel you're about to play against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, before we get into another piece of news, we got a question from Jaws here. And TD, I'll let you start off on this first. Does anybody sign Cam? Was expecting someone to pick him up?
No.
Read that question out again.
Is anybody going to sign Cam? He was expecting someone to pick him up already by now.
I think Cam is just waiting for the right opportunity. He probably could have went and got a backup job, but he's looking for a job where he think he can take the leading role. So he just sitting back, and I hate to say it, waiting for an injury.
I think he's waiting for Ron Rivera to call his ass. Because it's like,
I thought he called him. I thought he called him with Ryan Fitzpatrick being hurt.
But I think they know. Here's what sucks about this situation with Ron Rivera and Cam Newton is everyone knows Cam's a good guy, but when the media tries to get on him, and like when you lose a Super Bowl and you have like the towel over your head, you know that coach remembers that shit. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't think he wants to bring that into that locker room. That's what sucks. Even though he knows, he knows Scott Turner's system well. He could be a real backup, but he's also a backup that could be Cam Newton could be like, yeah, I'm the backup. He's still gonna get a lot of attention. You know what I mean? Like it's still like, and you know, Rivera's an old school guy. He don't want none of that. You know what I mean? Like none of that noise.
Especially now with everything he's building over there. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think it's going to be Heineke. I don't think. I think that bridge is gone too, just too far gone. I I don't know if Cam is going to get picked up. It is going to come down to an injury. So I don't think any team wants him as of now. Literally going to be about needing someone.
Yeah, the difference is he doesn't know the playbook already. You've already had a guy in-house for a long time. So in most cases, these backups already know what the playbook is. There's no need to rock the boat and actually have the firestorm of Cam unless you felt like you can come in and start. Then you wait until there's an injury that goes down, and instead of playing your shitty backup, you go and sign Cam, and all of a sudden there's no controversy. It's just Cam.
I know who's gonna sign Cam. I just thought of it. Taysom Hill needs a Taysom Hill needs a backup, right? So he's gonna be signed as Taysom Hill's backup. So if anything happens to Taysom Hill, then they'll use him in all them gadget joints.
You know, I would be scared.
There it is.
I can honestly see that next season because more than likely with the extension the Saints did, they're gonna have to cut bait with Taysom Hill because Jameis Winston is gonna be the quarterback, and you're not paying Taysom Hill $40 million. That's just not happening, or whatever ridiculous contract Taysom Hill signed. So he's gonna be not back next year, and you're gonna have Jameis Winston and Cam Newton as your dynamic duo with the Saints.
Dial it up.
That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah. And IDP Iggy, I wear my stunner shades at night. He said sunglasses, but it's the stunner shades. You already know.
Off top.
You remember that song, right?
I wear my stunner glasses at night. So
yeah. These are those stunner shades right here when I really need to stun on them right here. Flip them out.
Who did
Nice.
Did the remix that shit or some shit?
It was I know out in the Bay, the Federation did that joint. It was a group called the Federation. Shout out to Goldie. I had a couple of joints with him back in the days.
Hey,
he used to come to the hood studio. We were like, he was just a dude who had a major deal, but he'd just be in the hood for real. You know what I mean?
The best tracks are made in the hood studios.
All right, next piece of news here. Tyrell Williams not practicing today. He's in concussion protocol. Detroit already has no wide receivers. He was pretty much the only one they had. If he doesn't play this week, what do you think about Detroit versus Green Bay?
Green Bay. I think it's going to be Jamal Williams' revenge game. I like that. And it's going to be Swift as much as possible. And it's all Hawkinson as much as possible. And I think the concentration of the volume of offense goes through literally the three of those guys, and it's facilitated by Goff. And we're assuming this is the get right game. There's no Akuda, he's out. So Adams is gonna feast. You know what I mean? Darren Rodgers, the hippie, he's gonna ball out. You know what I mean? No,
you mean Darren Rodgers. He's not going to be there, right? Darren Rodgers was the guy on the road that we saw last game that we don't want to see.
Somebody picked him up. They thought it was Rodgers.
Oh my god! It almost feels like a trap game, doesn't it? We're expecting all this, and all of a sudden the Lions come in here and start beating the shit out of them.
I mean, shit, they hung in there with my Niners. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did.
Clock management said who's going to be better off, Rodgers or Goff, or who's going to be better.
I mean, we
Rodgers, come on,
no doubt. But
I just hope they don't.
Last week, Goff did better than Wilson.
Do y'all remember 2019 Rodgers when he first got with Matt LaFleur? It would be like they had no problem moving the ball down the field, and then they would just pound it in there with Aaron Jones. Just every time, bruh. So it was like I could see that being a factor. Look at we have Baker over here as a top 8 play last week, and he got in the shootout of all shootouts. The only problem was they ran it all in on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So he had 0 passing TDs, and he had 3 hundo through the air. Shit like that can happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think about that game on Monday between the QBs, TD?
So let me get that straight. Who that was? Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr, right?
No, Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff.
Lamar. Oh, you talking about this coming up Thursday?
This coming up
Monday. He was saying Darren Rodgers. That was the spoof on Aaron Rodgers with the long hippie hair and how he sucked in fantasy football last
he
week.
plays guitar
in
and
the
shit.
NFL. So that was his alter ego. So we were saying Aaron Rodgers is going to be back now, not Darren Rodgers. That guy got left in Tampa Bay or wherever they played that game.
And just so you know, Darren Rodgers has a baseball bat that he named Lucille that has barbed wire on it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am Darren.
Green Bay, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good game because this Detroit team, I think, is gonna be a tough team. They're gonna be a tough team. So I don't know if they blow them out, but Green Bay, I do feel like they get their first win of the season.
I mean, shit, their secondary is about to get destroyed. Yeah.
How bad though was that running game for the Packers? Nobody did anything. Aaron Jones had a bad game. Dylan had a bad game. I think they're going to come out here and actually establish
Dylan didn't have
a
a
run.
bad game.
Oh,
Dylan
right.
didn't have a bad game.
Dylan?
What did
Dylan-
Dylan? Did he put up numbers?
He had like 5 yards per carry.
Okay,
he was okay with 4 for 19. No rushes though, really. And Aaron Jones, he was only 5 for 9. So
yeah,
I think it might have been a conscious effort. Well,
yeah, they abandoned the run long time, like early.
Okay.
So
Saints were just shutting them down on the run.
Darren Rodgers strikes again.
All right, and news is a little bit limited today, but some other news that came through was that Crowder and Keelan Cole are going to be back this week. Crowder has one more day to clear COVID protocol. Taco, what you say about Crowder and Keelan Cole coming back? They even going to have an impact?
I think that it's bad news for Mitchell. Mitchell's going to move to benches if he wasn't there already. Just for the mere fact, I think Crowder's probably going to end up being that number 2. He's a solid, just slot guy, underneath guy. You know, especially with that running game looking so bad, I think it could be an extension of the run. In PPR leagues, I'm actually slightly intrigued by him. I think he can do a little bit of work next to Corey Davis, because last week there really wasn't a number 2 that we saw out there.
They got the Patriots this week.
Yeah, that's why
Bill Belichick always destroys rookies.
Yeah,
remember what he did to Justin Herbert last year? Just in recent memory, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think Corey Davis is going to be the guy that they really focus on. Yeah, shutting down. They don't have a top cornerback, but I think he's going to get a lot of double teams. So
hey, put some respect on J.C. Jackson's name. You know what, though? For what it's worth, though, oddly enough, Corey Davis has schooled Stephon Gilmore more than any other receiver.
He's out.
Like, 100%.
On big, but he's out. I'm just saying, but he's out. You know what I mean? So maybe J.C. Jackson, who showed up all year last year, he led. I think he was only behind Xavier Howard in picks. Like he's gonna get him one. Watch.
And I guess they got Jalen Mills too. He came over from the Eagles, and I mean he made some good plays last week too.
They paid the fuck out of him. I don't know why they did that, but they seen something. They're like, he's gonna play nickel. Which is smart. Which is actually smart.
Scotty boy, what up? Is this a true quote that Rodgers said? Double nut shot, like from Superbad, double punch to the nut, double fist or whatever. Says he's got a double nut shot and then he threw a bad INT. Yeah, got to find that hysterical. Yeah, if he really said that, that's hilarious because they got it.
Somebody had this theory. I don't know if it was me actually or I don't know. Anyways. What if he's just trying to destroy it from the inside? He's like, fuck Green Bay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. It's 50-50 at this point.
I reserve the right to just flip-flop on
you
that.
You don't want to trade me? Watch this. Hold my beer for a minute.
All right. Double nut shot.
And your team has been destroyed. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Last piece of news that came through here is Zach Ertz. He wasn't out there at the beginning of practice. TD, if Zach Ertz doesn't play this week, and I mean, it's still early, and we don't know if this is just, veteran rest or whatever, who the hell knows. But let's say Zach Ertz doesn't play this week. How's that affect the Eagles?
It doesn't affect them at all. I know Zach Ertz is the best tight end on this team, but Dallas Goedert is a good backup. And Jalen Hurts is the most important part of this team. As long as he's healthy, this team is going to be really good. That this team has the possibility to be a top 10 offense. And I say grab some of these guys off the waiver wire, like Kenneth Gainwell, and even Zach Ertz. If somebody drop him, pick him up and wait for his hamstring injury to get better. Because I like this team. I like all these guys. I like Rager. I like Devontae Smith. I like Dallas Goedert.
I actually have a theory that I don't even think this hamstring is that serious. I think they showed a little bit or enough of him like throughout preseason, and maybe there's somebody has a deal for him, or they're working something. Because I still feel they're gonna move him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then again, with the Jets looking so bad, that's one destination gone. They're gonna have to hope for maybe Buffalo making a move. I feel like.
But I mean, Buffalo needs to make a move. You see how their offense just slowed down because they don't. I mean, they had Cole Beasley who was doing stuff over the middle, but he can't be the only guy who's getting catches.
Well, I mean, we saw some Emmanuel Sanders really starting to step up, and I think that Gabriel Davis, low-key, does have some value. But I do think they probably need a tight end, and Knox really wasn't doing much. And we're hoping that Josh Allen turns it around and goes back to last year's version and not 2 years ago's version.
I think he needs
I like
John
2 years ago version.
I think he needs John Brown.
Well, that's what he has. He has Gabriel Davis.
But
He has Gabriel Davis.
But John Brown was the speed, like the 4.2 guy, and John Brown had a real like. If you look at him,
John Brown had size. John Brown had size though, right? He was like 6'1", 6'2". John Brown has speed and size.
I think he's like 6 foot.
6 foot? Okay, I knew he was like 6'1" or 6'2".
But he's fast. He runs like a 4.3, 4.2. So I think it helped that offense a lot by him stretching the field. Because if you look at the numbers from the beginning of the year, John Brown was doing just as good as Stephon Diggs before he hurt his.
But he's
still
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He has to be released from the Raiders. So do we think they try to pick him back up? I mean, I'm sure he would be relatively cheap right now after being released.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would pick him up and then he could just sit there and get healthy. You know what I mean? Because this is a team that needs to stay loaded. Because one thing that this team did was they were at the top of the league and running 4 and 5 wide receiver sets.
I agree.
They don't have the personnel right now to run that to run the same shit they were running last year, basically. You know what I mean?
I was shocked at how good Singletary looked. And Zach Moss a healthy scratch, or was he just like an injured scratch?
He was healthy. A fuck you scratch. That's what it is. That's what we're called. For Zach Moss. Yeah, they're like, yeah, you're a healthy scratch, but fuck you.
Yeah, we gotta find out what's up with that because that threw me by surprise, and I told everybody who asked about Devin Singletary still not to play him. I'm assuming a lot of people played Singletary because of the Moss scratch, and Josh Allen RB1 on that team. Gotta remember that.
Yeah, but Singletary can catch too, and I think that he should be,
but see, Josh Allen last year, he spread the ball around the most to the most different players out of everybody. Right. You know what I mean? Out of all the QBs, he had the most touchdown passes to the most number of different players. He was spreading the ball around because they were running that 4 and 5 wide receiver sets like all day.
Shit, man, I'm ready for some football.
Yeah, and shout out to everyone in the comments right now who's asking questions. The start and sit Q&A is coming up in about an hour from now. So make sure you're on that. Go set a reminder. Go subscribe right now. Get you entered into the Ricky Williams signed jersey giveaway. And we don't have any other news.
Chat in, we'll answer a couple quick questions on here. So if you got that super chats, we got you covered.
Yeah, you guys already know. Throw in the super chats. We got you. We don't really have any other news right now. That's pretty much it. I didn't see anything.
We got some news. Hold on.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Me and TD about to make this trade. I got Justin Hurts for you, bro. You know what I mean? We're gonna make something happen.
I want Devontae Smith and give you something fair for that because those are good, solid players right now. But I can't.
Dang it. TD's in the Matrix.
You know why? Because the fantasy gods don't want anyone to hear what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Because he's Neo, baby. He's the one.
I'm trying to. Now you're good now.
I'm still okay. Yeah, man. I can't give up Tyreek or DK. I can give up anybody
We'll
else.
figure something out.
Okay.
See,
We'll get a show. We'll get you guys on the.
Let's remember this, TD. When Bogey makes a trade, the guy gets hurt the next day. He traded Gus Edwards. Not same day. He traded Gus Edwards hour before he tore his shit. Non-contact injury was like Bogey said. Except there goes my ACL.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't even say anything. I found out from Bro that I made the trade with. He brought it to the chat. And I was like, oh,
that's some crazy ass shit right there.
I was like, word. Listen,
Yeah. And anybody watching? We just had a little spike in viewers, so let me get this in. Anyone watching on Facebook, make sure you hop over to YouTube, Fantasy Football Hustler, and go subscribe so you get entered into the Ricky Williams signed jersey giveaway. We're got less than 200 subscribers before we do the giveaway. So go get in now. Help push up the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
And Wise Man shouting out Bogey. Said Bogey with the trades. You already know.
I just declined one of his trade offers like 10 minutes before we went on. Shout out to my bro, Wise Man.
There we go. Said trade with Bogey and then hurt the same day.
That's not my fault. Listen, it was crazy because I was trying to move Gus Edwards everywhere I had him that week. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like I just felt dirty for some reason having him. It's like, you know what? I don't really have running backs like this that are just kind of plotters. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, like he's good, but you get what I'm saying? Just someone who's just strictly on the ground. Like he got 22 receptions last year. So I was like, okay.
It's like you don't want no like Garrett Blunt.
I mean, Garrett Blunt was getting a bunch of touchdowns, though. You know what I mean? But it's just.
I think if Gus would have been healthy, he would have got some touchdowns. He would have been a touchdown guy.
Listen, either way, I was trying to take the bus and package him and get something that I like.
You trying to take the bus and turn it into a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And you did. You got Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Banderas.
There we go. All right, we're coming the same time tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. West Coast time. TD, why don't you tell everyone where to find you at?
Guys, go to Fantasy Good Sports on any social media platform. On there, it's the same thing. You see it with my name, Fantasy Good Sports. Also, I have an OnlyFans. Go follow me on OnlyFans, $10 a month. There, I give you consultations. I offer draft guide. Me, Hustler, and Bogard is in on this draft guide. It's fantastic, great information. So just go to any social media and find me at Fantasy Good Sports. I'm giving you cutting edge content.
Yeah, cutting edge content. I like that.
And TD, he's going to be joining us on this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, at least for the foreseeable future. And Taco, tell everyone where to find you at.
What up, everybody? You can find me at Twitter at TDS Taco. You can check us out at the Daily Sporting on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to be coming up with some stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Our Hustler got me back in the lab trying to come up with some stuff for the season to make sure that we keep everybody up to date and good to go.
And Bogey, tell everyone who's watching on Facebook and everything where to find you at.
Yes, the earth is my turf. And you can follow me at the GMM Network on everything. I will be on Facebook ASAP. It's pending. You know what I'm saying? Just wait on it, like that good dope. You know what I'm saying? And but also you can subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. Give me money.
Yeah. So we'll be back tomorrow. We got the live stream coming up in 1 hour here. Get all your questions in. And what do we got tonight? At 6:30 West Coast time, 9:30 Eastern time, we got the Real Fantasy Playmakers. Bogey, why don't you shout out that episode real quick?
Yeah. You know what's funny is right before you said, I was like, damn, I didn't even plug the show tonight. Yeah, so shout out to my man Huss, you know what I mean? Producer extraordinaire. You know what I mean? We bring to you another brand spanking new episode of the Real Fantasy Playmakers. It's Fantasy What If. You know what I mean? Like, I will give you a spoiler. What if this year QB 13 to QB 24 in fantasy are all garbage time QBs. I have a case to make. You have to tune in to see.
It's gonna be good time. So yeah, this is coming every Wednesday, 6:30 West Coast time, 9:30 Eastern time. So make sure you get subscribed on my channel, Fantasy Football Hustler, and the GMM Network, because we're multicasting every single show. Alrighty, everyone. We'll see you on the next stream.
Hey,
Peace out.
Bogard. Call me Bogard so we can get this deal done.
Okay, I got you.
Ready,
Okay.
Jeff? I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Called out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life. So I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.